Hey everybody, welcome back to CALLOUS Draft League. It's week 6, as you know, the final week before playoffs, and this match, as with all the matches in this pink versus purple matchup, definitely matters in that regard, because these teams are very much competing directly against each other for a potential playoff spot. So today we have Sossa for the pink team on the bottom on whatever alt that is, something Matador. And on the top it is Big Hungry Worm, that's Manchild. Always love it when both players are on an alt. Doesn't make it confusing at all. Yeah. Here's their game. Sossa on the bottom and Manchild on the top. Aerodactyl and Titar. Both of them can potentially threaten each other. Neither one comfortable with the matchup. We end up with Hariyama on Doll. No knockoff there. Interesting. And there's a Toxic, which wouldn't be a big deal on Starmie with Natural Cure, but it does miss. We end up with the Aerodactyl coming back into a newly revealed Milotic. Manchild's team looking like an OU team right now. And Starmie comes in safely. Now it's Regice coming in. Takes a surf very well. It is indeed a special wall. Here's Yama looking like Thick Fat, because that would have done more, if not for the fact that it effectively resists ice here. And there's Doll, so knockoff. Gonna get rid of the lefties, which could matter on Doll. Swampert comes in. That's going to take an EQ, not a problem, just 20%. Probably not the most attack-invested doll in the world. And Starmie doubles in against Milotic, so that'll work as well. It should be able to get a recover off here without too much to worry about. Goes for T-Wave instead. It's interesting, but he's going to miss his opportunity to recover now because he's just going to get Thunderbolted if he does. It's actually Thunder Wave. So like I said, we discussed earlier, Yama must be Thick Fat, so it's not Guts. So that doesn't actually benefit him. Not clear what he would have gone for there. Maybe he anticipated a switch and tried to click knockoff, but he doesn't get the chance to do it, and out goes the Yama. EQ comes down. Milotic on Yama again. Could be a knockoff turn, unless he thinks the doll's coming in, which it does. And he anticipates that. Goes for Hidden Power. Ghost or Bug, whatever he thinks he needs. But Hidden Power, 35%. Clearly a pretty defensive doll. Psychic, just 21%. Kind of underwhelming. But not as underwhelming as that Surf at just 10% on the Milotic. Kind of surprised that he stays in and eats another one there just to Earthquake on the Milo. That really doesn't seem worth it. He's also going to need the Swampert against the T-Tar later. Doesn't seem worth it to get it banged up, especially for damage that Milotic can easily recover off. And he switches now, and there's the Surf. Gotta be a recover now for the Starmie, right? I mean, it's a T-Wave set, so I would think it surely has recover. And there it is. Regice hasn't actually shown Thunderbolt yet, but I mean, gotta assume that he's got it. They basically all do. Bolt Beam is one of the best things that it does. Skarm comes in, and that is, of course, immediately met with the Rapid Spinner. See if he actually spins here, if he goes for T-Wave. It is just spin. And Milotic, not a ghost, doesn't block that. Now it's T-Wave, which, good and bad. Activates Marvel Scale, which is going to make life difficult for Aerodactyl in particular, but does give the option of either full para or, against the Aero particularly, para flinch, perhaps. Well, this is a pretty go-nowhere match. They both can't really damage each other, and they both have recover, so yeah, don't think either one's going to kill the other anytime soon. Manchild opts to refresh away the para, so valuing the not randomly skipping turns more than the defense boost of Marvel Scale, so it seems. And T-Wave there is going to blank on a Mon that is already paralyzed. We very well may be in for a grind here. It does not seem like too many things have meaningful damage on them, and nobody has a clear advantage as we are already 30-something turns in. I believe I said in the draft video, don't 100% remember because too much to cover, but I believe I said that I would not have brought the Miltank if I were in Sosa's shoes. Obviously, Sosa is Sosa. I'm me. He can make his own decisions. He made a different decision. Fine and well. But the problem that I highlighted at the time, and it seems applicable here as well, is that Miltank is very, very do-nothing against the Skarm, which was obviously going to come. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to see here. I think the Miltank is not going to do a whole heck of a lot over the course of this game. Also, Starmie needs to either recover and switch or just switch, but it can't stay in much longer. There is a spike down at the moment. Raikou comes in, so full team revealed for Sosa. And CB return? It's a little unusual, but alright, CB return it is. And Aerodactyl, despite resistance, is still going to take 36% from that. It's not exactly a defense-oriented Pokemon. Hidden Power there, bouncing off Milo. And that's a good double switch for Manchild as well. Going to make life not easy for Starmie. He's going to get him with T-Wave and hope for full para. But he doesn't get it, and he's really in trouble now because the Skarm is still alive and well on the other side. And any layers that it manages to establish after this are no longer removable. So I think that Manchild is at an overwhelming advantage at this point and will probably simply win the game after that sequence. I'm also not sure where he thinks this is going. He's going to try to punch through the Milotic with Curse Pert? I don't think so. I don't even know if you beat the Milotic 1v1, never mind the rest of the team, but there is Exeggutor in the back, which itself might just have a grass attack. And that's a grass attack. Okay then. For those of you wondering why the Exeggutor went before the Aerodactyl, that's because its ability is the little utilized Chlorophyll, which is going to give him a speed boost when it's sunny, which of course he made it sunny. That's the whole point of the set. And that got him ahead of the arrow, and yeah, it's going to kind of get ugly. Aerodactyl died for nothing, and I really don't see any reason to think that Sosa, I mean, honestly, has even really much of a chance at this point in this game. I think that he doesn't have a good switch to the Exeggutor. I think that all the spikes that go down with the Skarm, which is very healthy, are going to stay down. Hariyama, I think, is too low. Miltank, I think, is basically useless. I mean, there's rest, I guess, to get rid of the Hariyama too low problem, but it doesn't really solve the bigger picture issues here. Hey, Miltank could even heal Bell and wake him up, I guess, but still not clear how that gets him out of this. I mean, I think the answer is it doesn't. I love me some Miltank, my literal actual #1 favorite Pokemon of all time. But I said in the draft, and I stand by here, I just don't think it is good in this matchup, largely because of the Skarm. And like I said, gonna stand by that opinion because, I mean, use your own eyes. You're seeing it just as clearly as I'm seeing it. What is it doing in this matchup? What has it accomplished in this matchup? Not effing much. I mean, it's kind of, sort of, vaguely tanking this Exeggutor here, I guess. But even then, I mean, he's just one crit or one Specs drop or whatever away from certain death, and he's not really getting anywhere. He's just sitting there burning Milk Drink PP. Well, there you go. Puts a clock. Just kidding. Lumberry. Yeah, I mean, hey, Miltank's at a hundo. It's hard to kill. It's a resilient Mon, but its tankiness is not the issue. It's the fact that it is completely, utterly blanked by the Skarmory on the other side. Now, Raikou is going to try to do some damage here, but that is also going to have a difficult time. Maybe with lucky full paras, it can calm mind up on the Regice, and I'm kind of surprised that he doesn't CM again there. I guess he thinks one is enough. He's going to start attacking with +1 Thunderbolts, 27% that time. EQ comes back. Unusual. Huh. Haven't seen the last move, but maybe the Regice really doesn't have Thunderbolt. That would be strange. Not clear why Raikou clicked rest here. It is a losing proposition. And he's going to rest again, so I guess the plan is to try to stall the Claydol out of Earthquakes, but there is a miscalculation in there somewhere because it will absolutely die before it can do that. Yeah, I mean, this game is a grind. We may even hit 100 turns, possibly, but it has felt like the outcome in this one has never really been in doubt. The moment the spinner went down with nothing to show for it and a healthy Scarm on the other side, I think it really, really went out the window at that very moment for Sossa. He's trying, and I mean, like I said, this match matters for both teams. You shouldn't forfeit unless you're absolutely dead, but I almost really wouldn't blame Sossa for packing it in here. I'm having a very difficult time, even with luck, envisioning what he could do to win this game. But good for him, fighting the good fight. Does Swampert even, I was going to say maybe you could freeze the Milotic. Yeah, it doesn't even have Ice Beam, so that's not an option either. I don't know why you would choose Curse Pert in this matchup. Your team is already so weak to Skarmory, and you're just exasperating it. He loaded Aerodactyl, Curse Pert, and Miltank into a Skarm that was 100% coming. That just does not seem like the play to me. It just seems like you are way too weak to a Pokemon that your opponent has 0% chance of not bringing. Yeah, probably some miscalculations in the builder, in my opinion. And it is really, really playing out in the match itself. A grind, like I said, turn 90 now, but no real doubt in my mind as to what the outcome here is ultimately going to be. And we do get another knockout as the Yama succumbs to the CB return, followed by the Sand. And here comes Executor again, very safe against a Mon that does not have Ice Beam. Sunny Day, now I'm faster, now you're down. This is a one-sided stomp. Raikou will also be slower thanks to Chlorophyll. And that's going to go down as well. And we aren't going to quite reach turn 100, but 94 is a longer game for sure. However, it was not a riveting back and forth edge of your seat 94. Kind of a one-sided affair, kind of a stomp. And this one is going to go in the direction of Manchild and the purple team. So, at the time of this recording, midway-ish through Sunday early evening, whatever you want to call it, we still don't actually know who's going to make playoffs. These matches all count. So stay tuned, stay with me, and let's find out together. Appreciate you guys watching, like button, and I'll see you in the next video.